Hey, there's God here, and it's time to talk about Kaiju number 8, giving some competition to One Punch Man, even more after this episode. But first of all, yes, I'm bald again, because why not? It feels great here now. This episode was very focused on Kikoro, which kind of made me like her a lot more, getting to know her a bit with her background, getting a glimpse into her past. But also, things got a lot more interesting with what happened towards the end of the episode. So let's get into it. Now, at the start, picks up straight from last week, Kafka getting back up, even though he was very wounded. Then they combine Ichikawa and Kafka getting carried by Ichikawa. But probably the most fun thing is Hoshino. I think he's enjoying them way too much. Like, hey, can we just pass them? He likes them here. But also Kikoru, showing how strong she is, still going wild, killing Kaiju left and right. She actually completes the stage. I'm like, wait, is that it? Kind of felt a bit simple. I was expecting something more to happen. But here is where we get a glimpse into her, having that comment, was I perfect, Daddy, referring to her father, and we see a bit of flashbacks here with her father throughout the episode. How much pressure somebody like that can put on their kids. He felt very corpo-like. It's probably the president of the corporation that is doing their power suits, but he's not really a parent. Like, he provides for her, of course, but he's that type of parent, like, sees their kid as a project and puts way too much pressure on them, and some buckle under the pressure and some do what Kikoru did in this episode, pushing herself way too much, way too far, just to please her father, live up to that image, that request that he had for her, and showing how much she wanted his attention, even back in school when everybody around her was getting congratulated, their parents were there to support them with exams and everything. But for her, only the butler was there, and I kind of liked him when they went back home and the father was like, hey, you need to be perfect here, and kind of had that moment a bit into him, but he couldn't say anything, and I do hope we get to see more of her family. She feels like a great character, and I think she's gonna start liking Kafka more and more here, especially after he got worried with her. But we're gonna get to that, because we have the Kaiju started reviving, and Kikoru gets attacked by a humanoid Kaiju that feels like a necromancer of sorts. I don't really know where to place him there, and didn't seem like he knew a lot about the suits. He got interested into the suits, and I'm also really curious. I hope we find out more about the suits, because Ikoro was able to protect herself, like getting killed attacked in the heart, but somehow it was able to kind of cover and stop the bleeding on her wounds there. I'm really curious with how exactly those suits work, more than what we know so far here. But she got attacked even more again, very wounded. Mina and Hoshino instantly wanted to go there, but they got the drones out after the stage completed, so that's something very important. If you guys thinking why nobody knows what happened with Kafka and everything, it's because the drones were removed here. And here is where we see the pressure, like I said. Kikoru pushing herself more and more, despite of everything, going way overboard with herself here, and she was about to die. It was very close to dying. They're kind of similar situation to how she saved Kafka there back then, and even like in the previous episodes, he comes in here and saves her. But even in her last moment, she was like feeling bad, still not doing enough to please her father there. So Kafka had to transform. He instantly ran when he heard that she was fighting one of the Kaiju there. And it's so funny, the dynamic. You have, especially for her, you have this monster in front of you when she saw him transform and realize he's a Kaiju. And then you have Kafka's personality. He's like a kid in the body of a god. He started begging and all of those funny comedic faces. It works so well, at least for me. I kind of like seeing monsters and things like that doing goofy things. This is why Kafka is great. Majority of the time, he's such a goofy character, at least from what I've seen so far with 4 episodes. But when he needs to be serious, the situation requires for seriousness, he's all there and does everything that needs to be done, begging her also to not tell anyone. And I like how he casually bitch slapped the energy ball from that kaiju guy. Like, this doesn't matter, I have something else right now. And we see like they have a scale for kaiju. Apparently they recorded his like fortitude 9.8, one of the most powerful kaiju. They kind of tossed it aside saying that's a system error or something happened during the commotion and everything. I have a lot of questions. Why did exactly that mosquito kaiju target Kafka? Because it went directly for him. We're gonna talk a bit more about that towards the end of the video. But here we get another Giga charge to One Punch Man. I don't have a lot of time, so we're gonna settle this with One Punch Man. I love it. It feels so good, the impact, the sound, and he bursts out that kaiju, disintegrates it instantly. Kikoro's like dumbfound face the entire time, but instantly after that he started begging, no, don't revive there, and he went to comfort her and telling her, I'm glad you're okay, and kind of giving her the attention a bit in a way that her father never gave her. And after that he got chastised by Ichikawa for transforming. But yeah, they don't know, at least yet. I'm really curious about this. I hope at some point it's not gonna be this game back and forth with him dodging the defense force. Kind of want them to work together, figure out everything that is going on, instead of just being the situations where he has to always hide what happened to him. But that's maybe into the future here. Then we have Mina and Hoshina start investigating. Hoshina thinking it's very similar to the previous incident when they named Kaiju No.8 with Kafka. And yeah, that's pretty much the exam. Nobody died, at least in this attack. We have Kafka recovering in the hospital. And I really like his comment there when he was talking to Ichikawa, following your dreams or wanting to do something that you like, there's always someone better than you. And this is very true. In your small bubble, you might be the best or something, but the world is a very big place, and there's always somebody better, stronger, faster, whatever than you, but that doesn't mean you have to give up. And he doesn't give up. And it was fun that Mina overheard him, there she comes in, thanking him for carrying Koro back. And they don't really have the conversation, but I like that moment. It felt like even he acknowledged, hey, not yet. I'm not at her level yet. Only when I become an officer, I get accepted in, then we're gonna catch up. And she kind of did the same thing, just in an official manner, thanking him, not really going into their personal things here. And I really liked that. I'm curious what Ichikawa is gonna be like when he realizes that Kafka and Mina have some history there. Now we get to see Kikoru in this recovery tank. Even in that moment, she was still thinking of the words of her father there. But after that, Hoshina comes in, kind of probing a bit there, the leading question in a way. So yeah, thanks to you killing that kaiju, nobody died. That's what happened, right? And she's like, yeah, I killed. She decides to protect Kafka. I really can't wait for next episode to see her instantly go talk to Kafka to demand some answers. So overall, Kikoru, pretty good start after this episode, got me a lot more interested into her. But the last scene in the episode is the most interesting thing that happened. Here we have that humanoid kaiju in the bathroom there, hiding, using that like a phone in a weird way, listening to the news and being surprised that nobody died during the attack. And I got even more curious because it's revealed he's part of the cleaning crew that Kafka was in, kind of infiltrated there or took over the body of somebody. This is why I'm really curious. Is it the human in control right now, or is it the kaiju in control? Because the kaiju didn't really seem like it knew how human technology works and things like that. It was kind of using that humanoid body as a disguise in a way. But then it got me thinking, was that insect mosquito kaiju that went into Kafka, was it trying to do the same thing, like take over his body? Is there some sort of, I don't know, genetic thing that makes some humans compatible with being taken over by kaiju? Or is this human just not very smart? I don't know how it works exactly. I have a ton of questions after this, but just something to think over. So we're probably gonna get to see more humanoid kaijus. And if the kaiju that Kafka is right now is one of the strongest, I'm really curious about the others. We haven't really found out anything about 1 through 7 up until Kafka being number 8. But overall, really fun episode, got me more intrigued into the series and the world with the last scene. I'm really curious what you guys thought about the episode, and what do you think about Kikoru after finding out a bit more about her. And of course, comment down below with the last scene and everything. As always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep enjoying Kaiju. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.